The future? Florida Governor Ron DeSantis reportedly being considered by Donald Trump as a possible replacement for his embattled pick to run the Defense Department, Pete Hegseth. But will the former Fox News host and alleged rapist be able to resurrect his nomination as more damaging stories come out about him daily? Welcome to the No Spin Zone. Graph's Grievances starts right now. You heard that right. President-elect Donald Trump is now reportedly considering one of his biggest opponents for the 2024 Republican presidential nomination to run the Pentagon, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. According to the Bulwark and the Wall Street Journal, Trump has personally discussed the idea with DeSantis, his former nemesis, as Trump's current pick for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth appears to be hemorrhaging support with Republican senators. The former Fox News host coming under a barrage of criticism over a rape allegation and a 2018 email from Hegseth's mother accusing him of a pattern of abuse towards women, including his wives. This morning, Hegseth's mother appearing on Fox News to clarify what she meant when she wrote, in part, to her son, quote, "You are an abuser of women. That is the ugly truth, and I have no respect for any man that belittles, lies, cheats, sleeps around, and uses women for his own power and ego."
Mm-hmm. When you wrote that, what's the backstory? What was going on that made you so angry you wanted to write that?
Well, I will tell that story in a moment, but let me make two statements first, and one is to President Trump. And I want to say thank you for your belief in my son. We all believe in him. We really believe that he is not that man he was 7 years ago. I'm not that mother. And I hope people will hear that story today and the truth of that story. So the other thing I want to say is I am here to tell the truth to the American people and tell the truth to the senators on the Hill. Right. Especially our female senators. I really hope that you will not listen to the media and that you will listen to Pete.
Well,
I think people need to listen to him, get to know him, not the Pete from 7 years ago, but the Pete of today.
Right. During the confirmation hearings coming up, if Pete continues with this nomination process, you might be called. Would you testify in front of Congress?
I don't have an answer to that right now, Steve. I hadn't thought about that.
So essentially, Hegseth's mother, Penelope, never really answering the question and just saying he has changed. But she also doesn't seem very keen about testifying under oath before the Senate should she be called. It is important to remember that underneath this bizarre family drama, there are real, serious sexual misconduct allegations against Hegseth that, if true, should automatically disqualify him from not only leading the 3.4 million employee Defense Department, but serving anywhere in our military. And since my last report on Hegseth, we have also learned that he has been accused of drunken misbehavior and financial mismanagement of the veterans nonprofits he once ran. NBC News reporting that Hegseth drank in ways that concerned his former colleagues at Fox News. Two people telling the news outlet that more than a dozen occasions during Hegseth's time as co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend, they smelled alcohol on him before he went on air at 6 a.m. Eastern. Remember, this is the guy Trump wants to run our military. And I have no problem saying the defense secretary should never be drunk. They work at all hours and must be able to respond to a crisis whenever one arises. The New Yorker also reporting that while Hegseth ran a non-profit veterans group before joining Fox, he allegedly was repeatedly intoxicated while acting in his official capacity. sources telling the magazine that multiple times Hegseth allegedly became so inebriated he had to be carried out of the organization's events. And while at a team outing to a gentleman's club in November 2014, Hegseth allegedly drank so much he had, quote, to be restrained from climbing on stage to dance with the strippers. Why a veterans nonprofit was holding an event at a strip club is also something Hegseth, as head of the organization, should probably answer for. The New Yorker also reporting that while Hegseth was running a separate nonprofit veterans group, he, quote, ran up enormous debt and was unable to pay its creditors. Hegseth reportedly dismissed from both organizations for misbehavior. Hegseth has denied or not responded to all of the allegations against him. Yet at least 6 Senate Republicans appear to be wavering on his nomination. And with Republicans holding a 53 to 47 seat majority in the Senate next year, any nominee can lose no more than 3 Republican votes and still win confirmation if all Democrats are opposed, which they will certainly be in Hegseth's case. Which brings us back to Trump's plan B for Secretary of Defense, Ron DeSantis. Unlike Hegseth, DeSantis has extensive executive experience as the governor of America's 3rd most populous state, and has successfully signed into law the type of right-wing policies Trump hopes to bring to our military, including eliminating diversity initiatives, banning transgender service members, and reinstating members who refused COVID-19 vaccines. DeSantis also served as a Navy lawyer in Iraq and Guantanamo Bay. The term limited governor greatly frustrated Trump when he challenged him earlier this year for the Republican presidential nomination. The two waging a nasty, vicious personal battle against each other before DeSantis eventually dropped out of the race and reluctantly endorsed Trump, who he said was too old and could not win re-election. Turns out DeSantis and many others, including myself, were very wrong about that. But according to the New York Times, Trump likes the idea of bringing on someone he dominated publicly and making them subservient to him, which is why the 46-year-old Yale and Harvard University Law School graduate could likely be Trump's new pick for defense secretary any day now. Thank you for watching Graf's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me tomorrow for more.